Hey you, it's been a little while. I've slowed down a little on the theatre content recently because I've been doing two things. One is I've just had a bunch of stuff that I've been sprinting for in my other work stuff that I do that's not theatre related. It's been a very, very busy last 12 months, and that sort of sprint is finally coming to a close now, so I can start leaning back into certain other side projects and hobbies such as this. And the other reason is I have actually been going through an audition process, which has been really fun. So last year, I auditioned for Carrie, which was being put on by a local theatre group here in London. I believe it was Sado's. I can't quite remember if it was them, because there's a few that have very similar names, but I'm pretty sure it was Sado's. So I applied, I did the audition. It was my first audition ever, and it was a total bomb, and it was really embarrassing, but it was good embarrassing. It was something that I definitely needed, and ultimately you've got to start somewhere, right? I can tell that audition story another day if you're interested. It was very bad. But then towards the end of last year, I did some sort of basic, sort of early stage musical theatre courses. I did a little bit of performance stuff, and it was really, really enjoyable. But I also developed this sort of mystery health condition that I've been living with over the past year, which essentially entails my throat and my voice just being painful at all times. So it's been very weird, and I've obviously seen the doctor and seen the ENT a bunch about trying to figure out what that is and rule out all the scary stuff and all that sort of stuff. And that process has been ongoing, but I got the all clear about 2 months ago now from my ENT sort of like surgeon consultant person to go back to singing and go back to performing if I so chose to. And I was chomping at the bit, ready to go. And so as soon as I got that all clear, I was like, right, what can I apply for? So I started taking a look around, and I found an audition opening for Little Shop of Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors was being put on by, again, a local theatre company here in London. And it was just going to be, I don't know, maybe like 5, 6 or 7 nights or something. Like, it wasn't going to be a massive extended crazy run. It was just local sort of community theatre, but with a lot of investment behind it and a lot of like real talent going for those roles and trying to get into that production. So I was like, okay, well, this is a little bit of a tall order because this is my second audition ever. But also at the same time, I feel like I'd be a really great Seymour. So maybe the powers of the cute little guy will be with me on this one, and I'll actually stand some kind of a chance. So I sent in an audition tape initially, which was a choice between 3 different scenes from the show and a song from the show. And I waited and bided my time and bit my fingernails and just sort of hoped and prayed that I would hear back from them and it would be positive. And I actually got a callback, which was new for me. I've never sent a self-tape before, and so for my first self-tape to be successful in getting me a callback felt pretty amazing. That was really awesome news. So I was absolutely jazzed. I was super excited. So I then had my callback date, and that happened just about a week ago now. And I went in and I started off with my audition, singing my song, and then I did one of the scenes that was from the 3 options that I had before, and that went pretty well, and I was like, oh, I'm feeling good. And then I did my second scene, and I stumbled a little bit during that second scene, and it was just basically a moment where in the first sort of 30 seconds, my mind just went blank, and I just sort of stood there stunned for a moment, and then I was like, can we just actually just start this one again? And I feel like all of the faces of the panel of people that were there in front of me just sort of went, oh, okay. Like, it was one of those sorts of moments. Oh God, it's cringy even relaying the story. And so I went through the scene again, and it was fine. And they were telling me in the little gap, they were like, you can do script in hand if you want. Like, we're not testing you on having it word perfect. Like, that's not what we're here for. And I was like, well, I don't want to have the script in my hand and then just be staring at the script. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do know it, so I just want to get it out of me. But I did the scene, I finished the scene that second attempt, and then there was a potential third scene, and they were like, no, I think it's okay, don't worry about it. I think we've seen what we need to see. And I went on my way. And I waited, and I bit my fingernails, and I bided my time. And first thing Monday morning this week, I got the confirmation that I didn't get the role. which is really sad because I had kind of set my sights on Seymour in this production in a way that maybe is not great, because obviously the way these things work is you apply for 100 things and you get like 5 of them, right? So probably a little silly of me to be like, well, it's audition number 2, so it's about time. Like, no, it's not. I get that, right? And I'm not really that cut up about it, but I just think it would have been so much fun. And so it is a little unfortunate that this one hasn't worked out. But there will be more stuff in the future, I'm sure. But I'm just not sure what those things are going to necessarily be, because I feel like I've kind of missed the auditions window for the summer. Like, it seems like a lot of stuff in the winter is like a panto, right? And I'm a little less interested in doing a panto right now. Not because I think that pantos are like not worth doing or not going to be an enjoyable experience or what have you, but just for what I'm looking for from this right now in terms of the sort of creative outlet I'm looking for, separate to the other work that I already do. I feel like it would just be really good to just be in a textbook musical or a play, honestly. Wouldn't necessarily have to be singing. I'd like to be singing. That would be fun. But just something like that to sink my teeth into would be so fantastic. And I don't know if there's anything in the sort of immediate view that I've got. Like, I've done a bunch of Googling. I've made a little spreadsheet with like which company's doing what at a given time, all the like local community theatre companies. And I just don't know if there's necessarily something out there for me right now, which is unfortunate because it means that I'm going to kind of twiddle my thumbs a little bit over the next few months and just wait and see if something does come up. But for now, I'll probably be sort of waving on my friends who are in other productions elsewhere from the sidelines. Like, I know a few people that have just been in Legally Blonde, and I did a review of that recently. I've just seen Diary of a Gay Disaster, and I if I haven't done a review of that on this channel yet, I've definitely done one on TikTok, but I should put one on here as well. I'll do that soon. I know the woman that wrote that, and I thought that she did an amazing job. I've got friends that have successfully landed roles in Little Shop of Horrors, so I'm definitely going to be going along and cheering them on. Like, I'm going to definitely still be plugged into that world, but just not plugged in a way where I'm the one on the stage right now, which is unfortunate because I'm yearning for that in my soul right now, but it's just not the right time, apparently. Like, the universe has other plans for me, and that's okay. But I want to ask you a quick question, okay? I've done this audition, and I've done the self-tape, right? For Little Shop, both of those. And when I went into the audition, I actually asked them, I was like, do you mind if I just like prop my phone on this desk over here? And they were like, sure, yeah, no, go for it, go ahead. So I actually recorded the audition. And I also obviously have the recording of the self-tape. Would it be bad etiquette to show those on this channel? Like, there's songs from Little Shop, and it's all material from Little Shop. So it's not like it's embargoed material that people would want me to not show because it would be like leaking secrets from the show or something like that, right? Like, we all know what the songs are in Little Shop. We all know what the scenes are in Little Shop. And I don't know if it would be like bad practice to show part of the audition process for a production I'm not in. Like, I just don't know. I don't know how this world works. I am new to this world. I am completely transparent about that. But I'm an eager beaver. And as such, I sort of wonder, like, yeah, if I just uploaded my self-tape here tomorrow and you guys could just tear me to pieces and be like, well, this bit's actually really bad. Or like, this thing that you're doing in this acting here, right here, yeah, that's dreadful. Get rid of that. Or like, you've got a really bad technique that you don't even realize where like you never blink or something, right? And I would love that sort of feedback. That would be amazing. Like, our own little sort of roasting session. It would be fantastic, right? It would be pretty scary, but it would be great. But I just don't know. I don't know if that's cool or not. So let me know if that's cool. Let me know if you think that's cool. If any of you are not on the audience side of the fence, but rather you work in the industry in some capacity, or you've been sort of the person that's been doing casting at some point, or you've directed something or whatever, I'd love to get your input on this. And the same with the audition. Like, there's other people that were in the room in the audition that I recorded, and I wouldn't be showing their faces. Like, they would never be shown, none of their faces would be shown or anything like that. And I could cut it so that none of their voices were ever in it either, but they were still in the room, and they knew I was recording it, but they were still there. And so I'm just like, I don't know, man. So I'd love to get your feedback and thoughts on this. And admittedly, it's going to be pretty terrifying. The idea of posting the audition, and especially posting the moment in the audition where I literally just stand there and I don't know what I'm going to say. And I'm like, can I actually repeat the scene instead? Can I start again? Like, that's going to be really awkward to post. So I'm going to have to build up some courage to do that. But that's life, right? That's reality. That's how it happened. And that's how these things go, I think, in many ways. And I'm only going to learn if I put myself in weird situations like that, and I'm a sponge, right? I'm an open book. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. And just in general, like, maybe what I should be doing just to sort of scratch that itch is maybe I should be looking for like random extra work that I could do right now. Like, maybe there's people making short films and I could just be an extra, or maybe there's people making short films and they just needed like a minor secondary role, or maybe I could just be an actual like cast in something and it just not be a musical theater production, because there's obviously other stuff happening. Like, I actually Googled, I can't remember the website I was on, but I saw, what was it? There was some kind of casting call for these people that were making a video, which, or maybe a short film or something along those lines, about a YouTuber who kind of like builds this whole like cult of personality and is actually really nefarious, and it's like really bad vibes, right? And I was looking at that, like, that's hilarious because I'm literally a YouTuber. So like, they could cast a YouTuber to play the YouTuber. I felt like that would be ironically very funny. But yeah, maybe I should be doing something like that. I don't know. I'd love to hear, are any of you guys in a similar position to me right now? Are any of you trying to apply for stuff, trying to land roles in this, that, and the other? Let's just have a conversation about it, because like I've said in my other videos, I'm new to this world. I don't really know how a lot of it works, but displaying that, I think, and showing you guys that and having that conversation in real time, and then being like, I actually got an audition, or I actually got a callback, like that, I think can be a fun process over the next several weeks, months, years, etc. And who knows, maybe this will be the start of something special, where in 5 years' time, I'll land a role in a West End show. Like, who knows, right? Or maybe that is absolutely impossible because I didn't go to drama school and it's just never going to happen. We'll see. But we've got 5 years to run that experiment, and I'm excited. So I'd love to hear from you and see what you think. And in the meantime, I will be refreshing various websites, looking for things to do for the rest of the summer. Okay, thanks, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.